I have two questions. One is, how soon do these oils start working? As in, if I have an issue and I use the oil, how soon will I start seeing the effects? And are there any oils which are recommended that, one keeps? So you say, if you have these three oils, you're good to go, or these two oils that you can always use and good to go types?
Good question. Very good question. I would say.
Okay. You want to speak? You go first. Go for it.
Yeah, I would say that within, depending on the situation, within 20 seconds, you are experiencing the oil. That is as quickly as you can experience it, because the olfactory nerve is taking that information to the emotional part of the brain. Even when you apply it on the soles of your feet, you can almost, so let's say you apply lavender and you apply a drop of peppermint in there on the soles of your feet, you might taste it in your mouth. That's how quickly you can feel that. Mark?
And the second question that I'll answer the first question a bit, because I think certainly from an emotional point of view, you can get the 20-second or even faster response from an essential oil because of its speed. That's been scientifically shown the way it can get through the nasal passages up into the amygdala in your brain and can affect changes. Okay, they can affect changes. So certainly from that point of view, they can work, as Rebeccah has said, very, very quickly. If we have an overriding emotional issues that are affecting physical issues, and that has to be chipped away at, to get some physical relief, there can be some variation there in time as to how effective that can be. To give you an example, I don't want to talk too much longer, but invariably, often we get a lot of people come to us that have been dealing with situations for quite some time. And the thought that a couple of drops of oil is going to solve that situation straight away after it's been around is probably a little bit fanciful. But in general, like you can have general aches and muscle pain and so forth. You can apply essential oil. It can go very, very quickly, very quickly. So it is, as Rebeccah said, a bit to do with the situation, but certainly from an emotional point of view, if you have some issue there, you can get a very, very quick response with an essential oil through the sense of smell and the olfactory. And in physical issues, depending on the longevity, how long they've been stuck there for, what they actually are. Again, fairly quick results, but they may take longer to sustain, and you may have to apply it a few times and actually stick with it for a little bit. So I think that's probably the most honest answer I can provide, the most straightforward answer. And you have a second question, if that's it. I hope that's answered you. And you have a second question?
My second question was that, are there any oils which is like recommended to, be in a state of emotional balance or happiness or whatever? So is there anything that you recommend as a, sort of your own personal kit, that these 2 oils, 3 oils that everyone can keep and be feel happy or balanced or, positive?
You first, Rebeccah.
Again, it's very broad. Because we are also individual. I always want my husband to be so happy. I want my children to be so happy. And the thing is that I find that it's it's me. I have to be happy first. And so I can recommend, I can think of an essential oil that makes me happy, and it will, because I'm happy, that frequency will help everyone else. So it's from the inner to the outer. And for me, the one oil that I've been using a lot of lately has been the citrus bliss, right? That's the oil that helps with just so much empowerment, so much this feeling of finding my own truth, my own happiness, my own creative expression. So there isn't a, perhaps my thought is to say to you is to listen to the replay of the meditation itself, and through the oils that were recommended for each chakra, you go through that and you allow your heart to speak as to which oil that you're drawn to. That would be my suggestion. Mark?
Okay, so I'll give you my suggestion on a different way. We often talk about a daily routine, and Rebecca's right about it can be individual, but I'll give you what we often teach and what we think works very well, because you mentioned, can I be happy and balanced and well and so forth like that. So how about we look at it this way? The first oil is lemon, or if you don't like lemon, you can use lime. Lemon is about focus. It's about supporting yourself emotionally. The aroma, as soon as you smell it, is incredibly uplifting. You feel joyous, buoyant. It's got this oil. You just want to get up and go. And it aids focus, but apart from that, lime on the other side is the oil of zest for life. So lemon and lime very similar, depending which one. Around at the same price, both citrus oils, but lemon. Okay. The second one is On Guard, which is a blend. On Guard is a blend that helps protect from the environment, colds, flus, aromas, anything like that. It can be diffused, rubbed on your feet, or inhaled. So you've got an oil that helps promote you emotionally, happy, uplifting. You've got the oil that provides the protection from all those physical things, and it's called a protective oil. So emotionally, it helps you feel protected. And the third one's frankincense. Frankincense is the oil of truth. If you need to be guided where you're going, third eye, but frankincense is great for implanting new things if I want to make change. It's incredibly powerful as an antioxidant to protect your health, for wound healing, and brilliant for the skin. So you've got skin, you've got the protection, you've got the truth, they are what we call the daily routine, the 3 oils. You can smell, and the way you use it is that you can smell the lemon. We actually put 1 or 2 drops of lemon in a glass of water and drink that first thing in the morning, because it's good for your digestion and cleanse the liver and everything, just like Rebecca's doing. So have a drink of it, smell it. So you're doing internal and you're doing your emotions. On Guard, you put 2 or 3 drops and you rub it on the soles of your feet. You put your socks on, you put your shoes on and go about your day. And frankincense, put it up here, you inhale it, or just a couple of drops around the neck. And for me, that's 3 oils that cover so much, and they're quite amazing. And that's the daily routine I often help other people to do all over the place. I hope that's helpful.
Yes. And one last thing, is it also helpful in diseases like, let's say, diabetes or cancer or hypertension?
Yep, okay, you're going in there. Yeah, well, do I say yes? Okay. We have essential oils that can actually positively assist and impact many, many diseases. When you say diabetes, I immediately think of cinnamon. There are numerous studies to suggest cinnamon in its way of balancing blood sugar levels and insulin and so forth like that. I have witnessed people taking their insulin reading and then having some cinnamon and watching what happens to it. There's scientific studies on it, so you would talk about cinnamon. They'll leave hypertension. Certainly Lang Lang. We've talked a lot about Lang Lang for high blood pressure and hypertension. I use Lang Lang every day. I have a tendency towards that particular issue. So Lang Lang is well known as an essential oil. Lavender as well, but Lang Lang certainly is the main one. Applying it to the wrist point, to the neck area, the wrist points. I do that every day, twice a day. You can also put it in Epsom salts and bathe in it a couple of times a week to help do that. So Lang Lang and lavender, both exceptional for that. When we want to talk about cancer, numerous oils are known to have I mean, very careful here. Numerous oils are known to have anti-tumoral properties. There are some studies where people have used essential oils, human trials, not many. There are a number of what we call in vitro studies where essential oils have been used on tissue that has tumors and cancers and observed what has happened there. The number one oil is frankincense, geranium, myrrh, some of the citrus oils all have properties that have been known to work in those areas there.
And I'll offer that to any of these conditions, there is always often a belief system that is connected to the condition of the experienced dis-ease, dysfunction, including cancer. And so depending on the belief that any one person has about a disease or a dysfunction, we have to go to the digestions. Where is the obstacle in the field when it comes to the digestions? We're talking about spiritual digestion. Where is the block? Where is the obstacle? Mental digestion. Where is the block? Where is the obstacle? The emotional digestion. Where is the block? Where is the obstacle? And then the physical digestion is usually the last place that it hits. And it doesn't hit with anyone overnight. It only comes after years and years of accumulation. And like Mark was saying, with such things, we chip at it a little bit at a time, and we be consistent, we be focused. And I'm a true believer in being guided by my own body wisdom. And you can be too.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.